that, ladies and gentlemen. There was only 2 slides. There was props. There was timeliness. And you can see that I don't know how to work a cell phone. So that's all good. My goodness, I'm on my alarm now. Excellent. Well done. I'm telling you, speakers, the pressure's on. No, I'm sorry, Gary, the pressure's clearly on here. But let's see. We have the, there's the slide forward.
Okay.
Sir.
This one?
That's that one forward.
All right.
You have to point it there. Otherwise, loosen up, loosen up. Okay. Good, good.
Especially for an acting, right?
That's right, that's right. There's pressure. Do we have everybody's full attention? 6 good minutes, no cell phones out, right? Are we ready? 6, go.
Good. Well, good morning, everybody. Agriculture and food in 2050 in LAC. Okay, we are going to talk about 5 major trends and challenges. Number 1, I think one of the key issues for the LAC region will be the managing structural transformation. Urbanization, we are already one of the most urbanized regions, and urbanization will continue at an accelerated trend. Unfortunately, this will also have an incidence on the urban and rural divide, and the extreme poverty in rural area is likely to remain. What are the key challenges? And you can see, how has the country, in the insert here, as the country move, the GDP increase, the employment in the ag sector will diminish. Key challenges, I think one of the problems will to facilitate, the migration toward urban centers, but at the same time trying to continue to meet adequately the need of the rural population. So challenges, big challenge number 2, and it has already been said by my previous colleagues because there are a lot of similarities in the region, okay? The issue will be for Latin America to really build a vibrant urban food system. With urbanization expected to reach over 95% of the population, the urban food system, urban-friendly food system is very important. Most meal will be taken, sorry about that. So there will be, most meal will be taken outside of the home, and the insert is about, oh, sorry, I forgot to move, sorry. The insert about food consumed in the United States shows already, food being taken outside of home is already catching up and even exceeding, the food taken in home. Key challenges, so there will be also a lot of demand for freshness and quality and safety. So what are the corresponding challenges in Latin America? So inside the region, it will be to shift, the production location, okay, make the system more agile and facilitate, the trades within the region. A key part of, trying to facilitate, the urbanization and a very, very dynamic urban food system is to re-engineering the supply chain. That also will be technology intensive and will require a lot of support of technology in terms of food safety and food transportation, and also strengthening the regulatory system. Now, in the link of Latin America with the rest of the world, okay, I think the trend will remain, and the challenge for us is how to keep supplying food in the world. Contrary to some other region, Latin America has an abundance of land. Right now, it has a growing share in the world food market, and it's also witnessing a rising foreign investment. Now, the key challenges are how to sustainably intensify, production systems. This will require also, again, the use of technology, exploring opportunities, as Ethel was mentioning this morning. It's not only to move people out, but it's also to move people up in the food production system, and trying to increase and upgrade added value, and trying at the same time also to diversify, export opportunities. Now, number 4, in terms of the main trend and challenges, for Latin America, as for the other region, it will be to be adapting to external changes. Right now, the current trends are a growing vulnerability to climate change. The insert here shows the hotspots in Latin America in terms of vulnerability to climate change. There is intensifying competition from other regions, okay, and we are living also in a world of increasing macroeconomic instability. What would be the challenges and the opportunity? Adopting, efficient production technology. So again, the issue of technology comes central in, addressing the challenges and taking advantage of the opportunity by 2050. Managing risks and uncertainty. Okay. Building resilience in the face of climate change, and in Latin America, dealing and being better prepared, to deal with natural disasters is also very important. Last but not least, all of this, intensifying production, intensifying diversification, all of that will have to be done, feeding more people, would have to be done while we are reducing our environmental footprint. Okay, the current trends are rising pressure on natural resources. Okay, we all know what's happening in Peru, in the Amazon forest, in Brazil. We are also witnesses and accelerated use of purchase inputs, and that also will have to be addressed if we were to put the agricultural production system on a sustainable path. And it was also mentioned this morning, if agriculture doesn't shape up, it will also continue to increase its contribution to climate change. So what are the opportunities? Developing climate-smart technologies, okay? Structuring incentives, and this has to do with the policy dialogue, to ensure, adoption of climate-smart practices and good adaptation. And also important is, the ensuring a sustainable use of natural resource management. And the insert in the slide shows that we can, increase production while we are reducing deforestation, which is a big issue in Latin America. So in a nutshell, trying to capture on the 6 minutes, the key challenges, trends for agriculture in Latin America by 2050. Thank you very much.
Excellent. That was really well done. Now, I think special applause when you're acting and have to be under the old. Yes, please, please. That was well done. Well done. He might even have the record of being done on time. Now, Madame Priti's coming up here, so no messing around. If you're not paying attention, you're in trouble. Somehow I'll get to use this technology properly. Madame, as you know, there's your clicker.
Sir.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
This will be good,
All
everybody.
right. This will be great. Being the last speaker means everything cool and interesting you wanted to talk about has been said. Being the last speaker also means that you didn't have to labor so much on your slides. So, look, I'm going to talk very briefly about how we can help you meet your challenges today and also prepare your clients for seizing the opportunities and addressing some of the issues that lie ahead of us. So the first area of work, we bring to you actually 4 integrated service streams. And the first area of work that we are bringing to you every day, whether it's through peer reviewing your projects or providing you advice on the design of the latest operation that you're putting up, or really providing you packages of knowledge products, analytics, operational tools, metrics, etc., relate to global public goods. Now, our ambition, our dream is really to move from a stage where we are doing this, project by project, trying to get from 28% climate co-benefits in our projects to 30-35% perhaps by 2020, to a stage where this becomes really not just systematically integrated into everything we do, everything we think about, but is really a part of the DNA of our clients as they design their strategies, as they think about their budgets, as they formulate and implement their policies and put in place their public investment programs. So, of course, you know, the areas that touch us very, very closely relate to climate-smart agriculture, relate to nutrition-sensitive agriculture. We're moving from a phase of nutrition sensitivity to nutrition security, and that's absolutely right. That's how it should be. We've done a lot of work in the last few years with the CFS, the Global Committee on Food Security and Nutrition, on preparing a set of principles for responsible investment in agriculture. How do we deploy that? How do we use the findings, the country-level work that we've done in EBA, starting just 3 or 4 years ago, from 10 pilot countries, now up to 62 countries, with the dreams of making this global at some point. Next month or so, we'll try to bring to you a concept note to broaden its scope to cover all of Africa, including Northern Africa. So those are some of the things that we want to do. How do we close the gender gaps systematically? It shouldn't be just sprinkled on for effect. It should be baked into everything that we do. So the second area of work that you know and love us for is the area where we provide you hands-on support in your projects. Sorry, that was too fast. Hands-on support in your projects, reviewing your projects, challenging, the implementability of these project designs, working with you on difficult restructuring papers, or fighting with you in the trenches with IEG when the assessment of your project achievements is not quite fair. We also provide you knowledge management and learning packages, including this forum here, the Learning Week that's coming up next week, the newsletter, the support to the GSGs, to various thematic COPs, etc. So that's another area of work that we do. And our hope is to move this from a retail transactional approach to one where we provide you the systems and the tools and can really bring to bear good practices, cutting-edge lessons of experience, so that you can move also the needle in terms of the design of the projects, so these become transformational, cross-boundary, and really have the impact that you desire in your countries. Okay. So the third area, which is the most exciting area, and of course, we struggle in terms of the budget for this area of work, is the area where we scout out and incubate new thematic ideas. So what are some of the frontiers that we are working on, and how can we move in a very systematic manner to pick up the aspects that are of importance to our work today, but also tomorrow and beyond. How do we deepen the analytical knowledge, the foundational piece, so that you can then apply it systematically to your work? How do we fill in some of the data gaps, just as we've started doing through the Enabling the Business of Agriculture? We are now putting together a resiliency compendium of metrics. We are trying to do some work to define indicators to fill data gaps in the food system continuum, ranging from small secondary towns to mid-sized cities, large metropoles, and really the smart cities of the future. So these are some of the things that we are looking at. Some other work that we've just started is, for instance, looking at obesity, not just as a health issue, but also really applying the dietary diversification lens on it, the access, the affordability questions around how to go about securing healthful diets. The one other very interesting piece of work that we're doing now is around urban food systems. Really, we know a lot about on-farm and the rural space of the work that we do. So this is really looking at a typology of cities. How do the poor sort of procure? How do they engage with the food systems? How many different types of food systems are there? So all these questions that we have anecdotal evidence for, sporadic information. Can we bring a systematic sort of overview framework that can then be deepened sequentially and be applied to our work in the regions? So the fourth one is really building and deepening partnerships. Building and deepening partnerships, moving from a rather opportunistic approach where we've been chasing funds, and rightly so, but how do we move to a place where we are more strategic, more intentional about the partnerships that we seek out? How do we leverage not just the public knowledge that's out there, the academia, the think tanks, but also work effectively with the private sector, work with civil society to actually deploy and unleash and deploy the intellectual capital that they also hold within their hands. So that's basically the 4 service streams that we bring to you. And the ultimate objective, I think, is for us to help you, our teams in the regions, to make the Ag GP best in class. We are already super good, but how do we become number 1? And then the second really more important one is how can we help our client countries deliver on their individual food system vision. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Priti. That was great. So I don't know how many of you have actually had to give one of these presentations, but it's very difficult. It takes a lot of work. So I want everybody to stand up. Yes, please, on your feet, on your feet, on your feet. Everybody stand up. Give me a shoulder roll and give me a big round of applause. Let's go, let's go.